Hello and welcome to a Twinstar narrated flight. This one's going to be fairly short. I'm not going for any distances or anything. I had Chew on the other day with it and I just couldn't get it right. So I've tuned pitch and roll. I'm now going to do cruise and altitude. I pulled up to a random place at the side of the road and then I spotted a landmark which is there right dead ahead, which is Roseberry Topping, and I thought, yeah, I've always wanted to fly up, around and all over it. So I thought, yep, let's do a tuning session while I fly over there. Maybe not the best idea in the world to tune your autopilot while you're going to fly miles away, but let's see. So I took off in stabilised mode because pitch and roll are already done. That's fine. Auto launch would not work though. Auto launch would be a very bad idea without cruise and altitude tuned. As you can see, burning roughly about 5 amps. Which is giving me 35 kilometers per hour ground speed and 40 odd airspeed. You'll see me changing modes from stabilised to alt to cruise, and this is so I can set up the C, which is cruise, and A, which is altitude. Altitude I think is about right anyway. I don't think there's a problem with altitude, so it'll probably not get tampered with that much. But cruise is terrible. It waggles all over the place. It won't hold its setting. So expect to see that value go up and down as we're on our way over to Roseberry Topping. Because I'm not going to be going any massive distance or anything, I can afford to play with a little bit more throttle if I want to. Another thing I'm playing with, as you can see here, is the Trinity head tracker. This is the first time I've actually had a flight using the Trinity plugged in. As you can see, the pan and tilt is much more natural looking when you're doing both at the same time. I must admit, I've never been a fan of head tracking. I didn't like it, but then I thought, do I not like it because I've got a rubbish head tracker? So spent nigh on £100 on a Trinity head tracker, which is by all accounts supposed to be spot on. So I've put that on to try it, and after the end of the flight I thought, yep, I really do like head tracking. It's fairly good, it's fairly natural. The only thing I didn't like was landing, as you'll see. I'll flick back to so it's locked straight ahead, because I much prefer that rather than concentrating and keeping my head still while I'm landing. I just want my head forward so I know which way I'm facing. Right, I have no idea how far away Roseberry Topping is from where I took off from. I just looked at it and thought, yeah, it looks close enough. Looking at that, I'm 1.5 kilometres away and I'm getting quite close to it already, really. The plan is I'll go up there, have a fly around, let people up there look up and go, what the hell? As I'm wondering where the pilot is for the plane. I have a chuckle to myself. Then I'm going to follow the plan is to follow the tree line back. This tree line here that you can see to my left. And then come back around and land. It's forecast rain in the next couple of minutes. Well, next couple of hours, so I don't want to spend ages on this flight. I want to do it, enjoy it, land it, and then go up with the Solaris and then the Skyfun. As it turns out, I got the Solaris up there for a bit of thermal playing. Once I landed that though, it started turning dark and I didn't get the Skyfun up. So far, 490s, nearly 500 milliamps burned. I'm using 10 amps now because I'm just not bothered about saving milliamps whatsoever. But for 10 amps, I'm not making much headwind really. When you're getting 38-40 kilometers. So there must be a bit of a headwind because normally I'm nearly double that. But that's fine. Like I say, I'm not going for any major distance. I'm just going for that peak. I'm in alt mode. As you can see, I'm changing the altitude because I changed it down a bit there. I don't know if you noticed, because I didn't want to be above the peak. I wanted to approach the peak at a lowish height so you could see the peak, and then when I get to it, then raise up. As you can see, it's stabilised mode. It's getting pushed by this wind. It's crabbing a little bit. I'm up to 15 amps of forward momentum current. and I'm only getting 40 odd kilometers an hour into the wind, but that's okay, that's fine. As I'm approaching, I'm gaining height, so you can see the footpath and the lovely people going up there on this nice summerish day, working their way to the top, and I'm going to get to the top in 11 minutes 32 seconds from boot up. That beats walking any day. So there we go, I'm at the top. So there you go, 3.2 kilometers away, so very short range flight by my normal flight standards, but long range flights are only great for personal achievements. I find you have much more fun doing things closer in when there's a lot less stress involved. It's not to say I won't be doing some later on in the year. I'm going to be getting a My Fly Dream next month, and that is going to be fit with a monster long range power system, and I'm looking at least 30 kilometers, 40 kilometers, maybe 50 kilometers out and back with it. I don't want to load it up so it's like 7 kilos of weight, so I'm just going to put half the lipos in that I need and still get 50k out, 50k back. The Twinstar will remain as it is for a short range mess about. As you can see, the cruise, I've turned the cruise up to 14 now. Altitude stayed basically 8. It holds its altitude when I want it to. Now I'm going to head down towards this tree line. I'm a little bit high, really. I don't know why I'm so high. Thought I could drop down a little bit. In fact, I am dropping. Yeah, there we go. I am dropping the height down so at least you can see something. Not dropping it down very brilliantly. Come on, Ian, get it down. See, on the way back, 5 amps, I'm now 61 kilometers an hour. It's like, yes, that headwind's made a massive difference when you turn around. So I'd like to tell you whereabouts I am. I don't really know. It's somewhere near Gisborough. And these look like woods. Well done, yes. So we'll have a look around. Just increasing the cruise speed up. Changed it to 39, should be 40, but... And as you can see, it's now trimming the cruise speed on the air speed, not on the ground speed. It's doing it on the air. So people that were saying that the airspeed doesn't control your throttle in 1.16, you're wrong. It does. It goes off. It's been going off your airspeed for a long time. So I don't know where they're getting this crazy idea from. Because if it was going off ground speed, it'd be telling me 50 kilometers. It should have cut the throttle by now, but it didn't. Back in stabilised mode now, so it's not going to cut the throttle at all. It's me back on the sticks. I'm fairly happy with the cruise and the altitude now. So that's 12 and 10. It's just occurred to me that I didn't actually save any of these, so it's a good job I'm reading it out loud now. So I'll turn it back on and save them for later. It's a beautiful, beautiful day out here. The greens are coming through really, really nicely. Still a bit high, but I look one side and I look pretty high, and then when you look to the left you think, well, not actually that high. A little bit, so I'll drop a bit of height as I'm coming round. It's flying fairly nicely. I can't really complain much about it. The last couple of weeks it's been flying like a pig since I laminated it. And I thought, oh god, since laminating it you've absolutely wrecked it. But the other day I changed the motor thrust angles from what they were, which is strange because I didn't change the motor thrust angles in the first place. But since I've laminated it, changing the thrust angles the other day has now made it fly a hell of a lot better. Which is why I'm going through this trimming process again, because I've been flying it for ages on the same trim, on the same tuned settings. Since I've laminated it and changed everything, you have to go through it all over again. The MiFi Dream Autopilot's doing a good job. It's very nice, keeping it steady. Could be a little bit steadier, but I'll tune that even more later. Having a good look around, trying to work out where I am. And there's the main road. Now I'm just off the main road, and when I say I'm just off the main road, I'm not kidding. I am about 10 foot away from dual carriageway. I literally pulled up at the side of the road where there's an access point for the farmer for the field, pulled the car as far in as I could, get away from the road, plunked my tripod down, plunked my seat down, and it was like, yes, here I am going to fly from. Well, you're going to see in a minute anyway. So a quick look around. There's the dual carriageway, so we're all set now. Just going to get myself lined up, have a look around. And obviously, as I'm turning the rudder, I'm turning my head, which I find quite interesting. Like my head's compensating for it. So, and then well, I've had to look around there, but I'm starting to realise that my head's tilting. See, you can see the plane going off now, but I haven't noticed until I look down, and then I see the nose, and then it's like, oh, what's the nose doing over there? So I've turned my head to face where I want to be, but I'm not turning the aircraft. So, but this is the first time really that I've done a full flight with a head tracker, so it's just one of those things that you've got to sort out. Right, I've spotted me, so let's kill the height. It'll gain us a bit of speed. Whee! Down we come, 20, 19, 18, 17. I'm where basically where the crosshairs were a second ago. Yes, that's definitely me. So we'll go back around. Yeah, I don't know why I was going to try and look at myself there when I've clearly gone past. So I'll go back around for another circuit, and then we'll see how well this goes. We're going to be landing in pretty high crops. But they're not high. They're at waist height crops, but there is nowhere literally to land unless I want to land on a dual carriageway, which is not advisable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out the farmer's tracks that you can see here, the green tracks, and land it as close as possible as I can to the ground station. So we'll do a little circuit around this field. It's holding pretty well in the circumstances. The artificial horizon is slightly out. Now I meant to do this the other day, and I didn't do it, but it's not as far out as the Solaris. But I must have, when I did the common calibration the other day, it must have slightly been off. Where normally I just put the two backs of the seats out, sit the plane on top of it, and bingo, the seats are the same height, the floor's level, and you're spot on. But as it appears, no, the horizon is just slightly out. So here I come in for my final approach. This time the head tracking's a little bit better because I'm like, right, be conscious of where the nose is. There we go. And now I've turned the head tracking off, so it's locked the nose in shot. So now I can properly guide it in, because it was starting to feel a bit weird. So killing the height right down. There we go. We'll just flare it a little bit, kill the speed a little bit, and whoosh. There we go. So not too bad. Managed to get there. The summary page that should come up hasn't. So I'll have to check to make sure that I've got the summary on. But 1,500 milliamps used. The flight time was, it's 20 odd minutes, but it wasn't. There was a lot of time sat on the ground and landed fairly close. That'll do me. Thanks for watching. Ta-ra now.